Hello farmers and aspiring farmers, thank you for tuning into yet another informative edition of your program. This is Agricultural New Directions, Agribusiness in support of Vision 2030. Now the livestock industry plays an imperative role when it comes to the agricultural industry. We speak of its contribution to the GDP, the gross domestic product of our economy. Now at this point in time, I've taken the liberty of inviting Honorable Davis Marapira. He is the Deputy Minister in the Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development, and we are going to be looking at the livestock industry in general, the challenges, the opportunities that our Zimbabwean farmers can take advantage of and remain in business. Honorable Minister, thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome, Mazanai.
Yes. As we get into our discussion, I want us to look at one of the major challenges for livestock farmers in Zimbabwe, which is land acquisition, or in what ways can they increase or take advantage of the programs that are there so that they get more or acquire more land for their livestock?
Janai, thank you. I think you are quite aware that the policy for land acquisition has changed. I, Davis Marapira, is a farmer. I own 423 hectares.
Okay.
Under an offer letter. The new policy from our president is saying we should now own land through a title deed.
Okay.
That title deed will effectively give me the security to be able to borrow whenever I need finances.
Okay.
And if I don't have money, the title deed will also give me the power to contract other farmers who can come and help me on the farm.
Okay.
I can as well go and buy other people's land.
Okay.
Especially those who feel they are not able to farm.
Okay.
I can also increase my farm by buying other people's land. So that is the best way we can run agriculture. Don't forget, agriculture is the backbone of our economy. We get employment. Look at these animals. To people in my rural area, cattle is their bank.
Yes.
So because cattle is their bank, if they want more land, they can sell cattle and go and buy
more land
and get their title deeds.
Okay.
Be able to invest more and have good security on land.
Now, Honorable Marapira, I want us to look at farmer capacitation. I understand that smallholder farmers, you spoke of people being in the rural areas where having a herd of cattle is regarded as a sign of wealth. Now, our livestock farmers, the majority of them are smallholder farmers. Not all of them are commercial farmers. In what ways is the government working to ensure that these farmers are capacitated? What programs are in place to ensure that these farmers are able to protect their herd? What kind of programs would you want to highlight for the sake of our audience, those that are being put in place to ensure and enhance productivity within smallholder livestock farmers?
Thank you, Ajanai. We are looking at the Rural Development 8.0. Out of the package of 8 programs coming from my ministry of our lands, agriculture, fisheries, water and rural development, there is a livestock package. Government contributes through the payment of dipping chemicals. Of late, we also want to help our farmers with dosing chemicals. We help with dipping chemicals. We have, under that package, the presidential Tigris Bliss, where we are giving our rural farmers with cattle some Tigris.
Okay.
And very soon you'll find that after the rain season, we're introducing the pour-on to our farmers. So those problem animals which cannot go into a deep tank, they can also have some pour-on and Tigris on their bodies.
Looking at our country at the moment, we've just been in an El Nino-induced drought where we weren't receiving our normal rainfalls that we normally receive as Zimbabwe. In line with water availability, not just water availability, but clean water sanitation, and hygiene, which plays a critical role when it comes to livestock. What measures have been put in place by the government in line with the Ministry of Lands? What sort of initiatives have been put in place to ensure that the livestock, the beef industry, the cattle have access to clean water?
Wadzanai, my ministry is a program, which is an ongoing program. It's the drought mitigation program. Whether we have drought or we have good rains like this year, we're still drilling boreholes in waste affected areas. Those are areas in region number 5 and region number 4. And besides giving them water for livestock development, we also develop a village business unit, which is half a hectare. So they'll get good nutrition from their beef. They also need a balanced diet from their vegetables. So they can grow cash crops while they are managing their mombes, which they are only able to sell possibly once a year or twice a year. They'll be surviving from the VBUs. So we are already on it. And it's an everyday program in region number 5 and region number 4. And of quite exciting, which I'm happy to discuss with the country. We have discovered that instead of complaining that Save, Tuli, and other rivers are heavily silted, we are now running a water obstruction center right into Save, where we are going to obstruct water 10 meters, 12 meters, and bring water out to the land. And we can drive that water, depending with the finances and the power of our solar system, 20 kilometers away from Save River, 40 kilometers away, and that water will be utilized for irrigation development, our animals, and smallholder farmers.
Thank you so much, Honorable Marapira, for that. It happens that I'm also speaking to a seasoned cattleman, and it makes so much sense that as the Deputy Minister, you're also on our platform emphasizing on issues surrounding the livestock industry. On that note, viewers, have come to the end of the first segment. We're going to go on a short commercial break. We'll be right back with this and more in the second segment. Stay tuned. Thank you, farmers, for staying tuned to Agricultural New Directions, Agribusiness, in support of Vision 2030. This is where we discuss everything agriculture, business fundamentals, business finance, time value of money, production economics, market accessibility, and so forth. Now, viewers, encourage you to be a part of these conversations. Feel free to get in touch with the producer, Wadzanai Manyore, so 0772-807-506. Alternatively, you can like our Facebook page, Agribusiness with Wadzanai. Make a follow-up on this episode and more, and leave your comments and suggestions. They are most welcome to us. Our YouTube channel is Agribusiness with Wadzanai. On LinkedIn, we have a thriving, vibrant community which is still growing. Our profile there is at Wadzanai Manyore. We are also now available on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Agribusiness 110. Now, earlier on from the break, Honorable Minister here was emphasizing on how farmers can take advantage of government programs, especially the smallholder farmers who are into livestock production. Honorable Marapira, we are here in the second segment. Welcome back.
Thank you, Adama.
Yes. Honorable, there are issues whereby I understand that the government and the ministry has set aside land which is designated for pastures. But at the end of the day, at times, people end up building infrastructure, what is the government position when it comes to pasture land? And also, what is the essence? Because at times, people end up abusing these lands because they do not have the knowledge of why it has been set as a pasture land for beginners.
Thank you, Azanai. Yes, it's quite disturbing that we now have people who don't take agriculture seriously. But the same people who don't take agriculture seriously, they want to eat in the morning, they want to eat in the afternoon, they want to eat in the evening.
They want meat for that matter.
Yes, they want milk, they want meat from the same animals.
Okay.
But you would find them just building settlements, forgetting that agriculture is an industry which is a key employer to our nation, which is a key generator of raw materials. It contributes substantially for the GDP of a district, a province, and a country. But we are having greedy people. When they see land, they think of selling that land for settlement. Settlement should only be influenced by industry,
Yes.
not the other way. That is wrong. We cannot have settlement taking precedence over industry.
Yes.
That is what is happening in agriculture. We are also seeing a lot of masabuku selling land kumusha. Akusina mafuro. But vanhu vari kumusha, they depend on those mompes, those mbudzis, those makwai for their source of income. And I've been mentioning that the mompes are the bank, the mbudzis are the bank. So we as government, we are giving that a lot of attention. That should stop. And that is wrong. Agriculture is an industry, primary industry, should be taken seriously.
Okay. Now, Honorable Marapira, from the issue of pastures, it leads me directly into supplements. I understand that our animals cannot just rely on pastures because there are periods where we have droughts, dry spells, where we are not receiving rainfall. Like where we are headed into the winter season. And during the winter season in Zimbabwe, it's normally dry. Now, looking at supplements, what are your major sentiments? What are the highlights? What would you want to say to our Zimbabwean audience in terms of incorporating supplements, investing in supplements from reputable organizations, by the way? Because at the end of the day, some people are coming in with injections whereby by Jackson, it gets fat, but it compromises on the fertility. Let us look at the issue surrounding getting supplements, getting feed from reputable organizations.
Thank you, Wadzanai. On supplements, we look at cheap type of supplements. Like you can grow your grass, and the grass will multiply in numbers. You can cut grass during a good season, like this year, and create your silage.
Yes.
You can have your urea treatment on your dry matter, like stover or dry grass. And that needs a lot of expertise from our officers. But that will create a cheaper type of supplements. The other option is to go into national foods, into other processors and buy your supplements. Yes, we have climate change. It has seriously affected the pasture conditions of our animals, but I'm happy this year is the opposite. We have a climate change which is actually favored Zimbabwe, that we have received normal to above normal rainfall. And you can see the pastures are still green, but we should take advantage, cut the grass, create silage out of the grass. And if you cut a blend of grass and do it properly, Wadzanai, you use this grass for the next 3 years. If you do it properly. So the grass will have enough crude protein content. Because for an animal to survive properly, it needs at least a minimum of 10% crude protein content. But this grass, nicely done, can provide above 10% crude protein content and will help in the supplementation of our animals. Then secondly, we can take advantage of our maize, do silage out of maize. I know it's difficult for our culture to go and cut maize and say, we want to use this maize for feeding our animals. We can't do that. But we
want
can
to boil it for consumption.
Yes, but we can still go to National Foods, buy a 50 kg of your meal. That meal has maize, but you can't cut maize from
the field.
From your field. You'd rather want to sell to National Foods, but go to National Foods to go and buy the same maize in feed.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Honorable Marapira. On that note, viewers, we've come to the end of the second segment. We're going to go on a short commercial break. We'll be right back with more in the third and final segment. Stay tuned. Thank you, Zimbabwe, for staying tuned to Agricultural New Directions, Agribusiness, in support of Vision 2030. If you look at SDG 1, 2, and 12, respectively, they speak of alleviation of hunger, eradication of poverty, sustainable and responsible production and consumption. And today we are looking at the livestock industry and how it contributes to the Zimbabwean economy. At this point in time, we've come to the end of our episode. I am still with Honorable Davis Marapira, the Deputy Minister in the Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development. We are looking at the livestock industry, the challenges, the threats, the opportunities, some which Zimbabwean farmers can take advantage of as we proceed. Honorable Marapira, we are here in the third and final segment. Welcome back.
No, thanks, Wadzanai.
Yes, I understand that you are a passionate farmer when it comes to the livestock industry. You yourself has been venturing and looking to invest in dairy production. Just an overview, the highlights of the dairy industry at the moment, your intentions, what you think Zimbabwean farmers can take opportunity or advantage of to ensure that the industry thrives. And maybe we trade the imports for exports, we reduce the trade imbalance, we also have export growth via the importation of our dairy products.
Thank you, Wadzanai. The dairy industry, it's growing very well. But farmers are in love with the industry. But they get very minimum benefit in terms of profit margins. For a dairy industry to thrive well, you need pastures to reduce the cost of getting into processed products.
Yes.
You also need good water, because milk itself is water.
Yeah.
Your mombes should have excellent, clean water. So that is a problem to the dairy industry. Our dairy farmers, they don't have enough space to grow their pastures and grow their silage. Here the price of milk is up there as compared to the regional prices. In South Africa, milk to the processors is 45 cents. In Malawi, milk to the processor is 25 cents. In Zimbabwe, milk to the processor is averaging 65 cents. And Wadzanai, don't forget, we are getting into an Africa free trade very soon, in the next 2 years. As Zimbabweans and dairy farmers, we should be well equipped for milk coming out of South Africa, milk coming out of Malawi, milk coming out of Zambia at 7 cents a liter. How do we do that? We have to come up with homemade solutions, which will include production of cheap feed.
Yes.
But not only cheap feed, cheap, good quality feed for our dairy industry. Currently, we are producing around 120 million liters. Coming from a background in the last 12 years, 15 years, where we were producing only 36 million liters per year.
Great improvement.
So it's a great improvement, but that great improvement should be safeguarded by good government policies.
Okay.
Government policies which will support the dairy industry. It's in its infancy. Zimbabwe is a very bad consumer of milk. Regionally, every person enjoys at least 25 liters of milk per year.
Okay.
Come to Zimbabwe, you only enjoy 6 liters.
We like the fizzy drinks.
If I open your bones, Wadzanai, with your age, you are possibly having bones of someone who is 90 years.
Because I do not consume the calcium, there's calcium deficiency.
Your bones are very bad.
I'm going to work on that.
Yes. So, not only that, look at even the protein content. You don't have that fat protein.
We do not like cheese.
The fat protein, which is coming out of natural milk.
Yes.
So, I would advise every Zimbabwean to have at least 1 glass of milk per day. If worst case scenario, let's have 1 glass per week.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I'm happy with the growth. Dairy industry is upcoming, but we need a lot as government to assist the dairy industry so that it will thrive properly. Yes, issues of people selling land. They will come close to a dairy farm and they sell land there for residential. You are destroying an industry which is helping our economy. Before we do something, let's look at the economy first.
Yeah.
And let's look at what will help all Zimbabweans to survive. Let's look at the raw materials generated. Let's look at the employment created out of dairy industry. Let's look at the taxes collected for the benefit of Ambuya Kumusha out of the dairy farming. Let's look at all the clinics which are benefiting from the dairy through taxes.
Yes.
Let's not be selfish. I know we have a lot of selfish people. When they see land, they see something to sell. Those people, they don't have space in Zimbabwe. I thank you.
Finally, Honorable Marapira, as we close this episode, there's been a topical issue in recent months of livestock taxation, cattle taxation. What is it all about? I understand that there are already some misconceptions and some people are already resistant and shying away from that. Can you explain a bit in a snippet as we close?
Thank you, Azanai. You see, for the government to function, it needs money.
Okay.
Yes. But getting taxes from agriculture today would jeopardize the growth of the industry.
Yeah.
We have a lot of informal sector there, with a lot of people making millions of US dollars.
Yes.
Without contributing a cent. As government, let's go and focus on collection of taxes on anyone who goes out there to sell something. Should first pay tax of the day before enjoying the business, and allow this agriculture, which is the backbone of this economy, to grow. I'm happy the livestock tax, which was on livestock sales, was taken off, but we are remained with livestock tax VAT on meat.
Okay.
Yes, we're still negotiating with our colleague ministry to make sure that for now that should be taken off. When the industry is back on its knees, then we can pay as many taxes as possible. But for now, we need protection from Treasury.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Marapira, for taking your time and coming onto our platform and explain such imperative, pertinent issues in the agricultural sector, especially the livestock industry, which of recent months, a lot of people have taken interest in it. We have seen people from the diaspora, even the private sector, coming together to contribute and participate in livestock production. It was a pleasure having you with us today.
Thank you, Azane.
From me, your host was Zanai Manyura. I'm also on Instagram. It's at Wadzi110. And the crew behind the scenes. Have yourselves a fabulous evening. Thank you for watching.